Thank you, Lone Eagle, for hearing the truth, and I believe the truth will set you free. This is an amazing journey. Thank you for listening and trusting me.
We got to hold the Sagittarius to Orion thing as a main staple because they're two definites, and that's huge. Same with the Earth, two definites. Okay, just like the sun, yellow, white, old Earth, new Earth, Sagittarius, Orion. Chick-fil-A with a K, Chick-fil-A with a C. Oh, it's supposed to be the other way around. Sorry. Chick-fil-A with a C, Chick-fil-A with a K. We changed, ladies and gentlemen. That's so far. We have to stick to that. Ford with no pigtail, Ford with a pigtail. Okay. Life is like a box of chocolates. Life was like a box of chocolates. Now, why is it was like a box of chocolates? Well, the only thing I could think of is we got two Earths with the same same editors, same movie crews on both planets, creating the same movie, and it has to be. But one editing team, each editing team decided to change something just slightly. Over here, they said, let's do life was like a box of chocolates. While this team over here, this editing team over here said life is like a box of chocolates. So what's changed? Because we like to take that message, we like to take things like that and run deep with it into a state of fear. So we see that as a threat. We're like, oh, what do you mean was? And because now it's like, well, life is like a very positive thing. It's like life is like a box of chocolates. And then now it's was, which means what? We're doomed now? They just put this negative spin on them. Like, they just chill for a sec, please. Let's think about this. We're still here. God is not going to kill us. He will not just wipe us out like that. It says was. Okay. We got editing teams on both planets just slightly tweaking. One planet saying, you know what, I don't want that scene in there. Well, the other planet's like, yeah, I want that scene in there. Who knows? Just theorizing here. But we have to look at it as like Sagittarius and Orion, because that's pretty much a fundamental. It's a foundation to build on, because it goes with changes, differences. And this is huge. You really have to keep that in your mind. If you really believe in Sagittarius and Orion, because most of you do, then you must accept that you used to be over here, now you're over there. You're the one who changed. So put that into your mind moving forward and keep that as a reference. Because we keep saying changed. I was like, no, they're not changing. We are the ones that are changing. That's the only thing right now. I'm not saying this for definite for sure. I'm open for interpretation. I'm open for, and I'll jump in chat in a moment, but that's what makes the most sense.
Lone Eagle debunks Brian Staveley's theory and Mandela effect in less than 3 minutes with Dale Dufay's theory.
Welcome back. Whether you believe this is Satan, CERN, AI, multiple timelines, take your theory. We live in a simulation, whatever it is. Supernatural reality shifts are happening. This video is about this Mandela effect change that I made a big deal about for years. And I made very big deal about how it was only in the King James, because I'm always specific with people because they think I don't know that there's different translations. I was attacked because I brought this up as a Mandela effect when it's only in the King James, and the King James is messed up. And people went and looked, and it wasn't in these other versions. Rob remembered no planets being in Scripture, just like I knew that there weren't. And so many people did. And then when it was brought up to his attention about this change, and he had to put a response out, you don't think he looked in any of the other versions either to verify what I was saying? You think he just responded like that? No. You think the people that came at me and said, oh, just the KJ? No, it was only in the KJV. All you people in the Mandela Effect community, most of you that have been paying attention, you guys know that, because you actually checked. This is a big deal. Doesn't have to be your favorite topic, but to poo-poo this and come at us, say we're just misremembering. How are we misremembering an incremental change that we brought everybody's eyes to a year ago and before that when we first noticed it? How are we misremembering when so many of us looked into it? And there was only one translation of the Bible with the word planets in it, and that was the KJV in Kings 2, 23:5. People would come at me and say, look, every other version says constellations. Well, no, there's like 15 other versions that I brought up in the matter of a second now that all say planets. It's supernaturally seeping into Scripture. We're not crazy. We're the observant ones. If I trigger people, that's fine. You can put a bullseye on my back. I'm going to sound the alarm here. And I'm not even a Bible guy. How many times I got to say this? Why aren't you people taking more interest in this? Your book of supernatural stories is changing supernaturally. But you can't accept that. You have to shut it down. Whether you like Rob Skibo or didn't, I think you could all agree that he would be one of the people that people in the communities he in look up to for his knowledge on the Bible, and being such a big Bible guy and such a big guy trying to bring biblical cosmology to people and wake people. You don't think he double checked and made sure that planets wasn't in there? Planets wasn't in there. Now it's in there in almost every, not almost, I shouldn't say words like that, like almost every version, but it's in 16 different translations that I brought up on screen, and surely there's ones that Bible Hub didn't bring up that it's in as well. That was just with a 2-second search with the word planets. No big deal though. We'll brush it off, right? Matthew 18:20, where 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. Like God's presence will be there. Now it's limited to 3. And then they limited gatherings and told churches to shut down during the thing. No big deal, Brian. We'll ignore it all. It's just about Curious George's tale. Huge depictions of artwork, hundreds of years old, nothing to do with American media. Creation of Adam, which we've talked about. Sealing of the Sistine Chapel. God reaching down to man to provide the divine spark. Now man is higher than God. No big deal. By the way, just like planets in the Bible, and people tell us we're crazy, well, that's crazy Mandela effect, people. We saw God get lower and lower and lower on the creation of Adam over the last several years. Man higher than God? You don't think that ties right into an agenda as well? We should just ignore all this? You can ignore it. I'll keep moving the conversation forward with this. This is important. Peace.